Hello, and welcome back to the second match of phottor against Laulo in the Atlas 4 World Championship 2025. On the bottom left side, we have as the white Trojan playing phottor, and on the top right side, as the blue Mayan, we have Laulo. And this is match 2. I'm casting these in a row for anybody later on YouTube. So, we just watched a Roman mirror that was decided very suddenly by some swordsmen, just literally taking the towers at phottor's barracks and just winning the game essentially, as phottor wasn't even winning the main fight. And yeah, we'll see what Laulo is able to do now, because Laulo already, basically just won the game just by pure numbers in every single way possible. And we'll see if he can do the same again. But let's have a look at the map first. Right now we can see starting stone field towards the mountain. Both civs don't hate that. They're gonna get rid of that quickly enough so that they can get the heavy industry in there anyways. The forest going kind of away. Both civs also fine with that. River situation is a little rough. The river is right next to the forest, so you kind of have to be aware of that. I would say slightly better for the main, as mains need slightly less wood. Well, quite a bit less wood, but they need less wood so they can spare that space a little bit more. Yeah. Especially as you have I guess you have some access to the coast relatively easily. So even as Trojan, you can honestly just ignore the river and just put all your fishes the coast, or at least most of them. Put a few on the river as well, and then you're fine. Okay, we already see some thieves coming over. Interesting. Yes, river. Other than that, looking absolutely perfect for the Mayan buildings here. And we have a stone field on both sides towards this large mountain in the middle, which is mostly covered by snow. So not that many mines are gonna be available. But if you tower across the mountain, you can also get another stone field. And obviously lots more mountains, so that will be a very needed play. And also is gonna make the... I wouldn't say the rush distance is small, because I'm expecting the barracks behind the mountain. So the time from barracks to barracks is still quite large. But the time for saboteurs to do some damage on this map, so after 1 hour and 15 minutes, that's gonna be no time. They literally just have to cross the border here, and they can immediately get rid of some mines that probably will be placed there. Yeah, let's have a look at the starts here so far. We see medium house. I don't think we saw a small house by Laulo, which definitely something that many Mayans add at the beginning of their to start. Just building a small house as the first building is something many people do. We see small houses from phottor, as Trojans tend to always start with only small houses. Some already, if you stone cutters, lumberjacks, woodcutters. He only started with 2 stone cutters here at the beginning, which I'm a little surprised by. Already dropped this pickaxes, as he has enough settlers so they don't run away. Very nice. But yeah, having these 2 as the only start. I think the starting stones looked pretty decent, just looking at these from both sides. I think you could definitely, if it would have, you could have afforded a 3rd stone cutter as well and get your stone income up and running a little bit quicker. Or 2nd sawmill before the 3rd lumberjack is actually crazy. I assume he already started digging that sawmill before the tower here was done. That is an interesting start, to say the very least. On the other side, we're seeing the second sawmill come up when the fourth lumberjack is about to be finished. Oh, I guess sawmill is gonna finish first because there's a builder right behind the tree. A little bit more wood EQ is coming up here as well. This is probably another lumberjack, I guess. So it's gonna be 7 lumber. So all of the axes are being used here right of rip. Medium house is instantly rebuilt. And 5 stone cutters as per usual. And we're seeing more wood being added into the further parts of the forest. Okay, we're seeing geologists already on the large mountain. Both players choosing roughly the same spots. Here it's a little different. Bottom side. Any good mines? That coal mine looks good. Juicy to be exact. And there's definitely, like, I assume this iron mine will run fine. Pretty sure it should override the stone instead of the stone iron mine. And yeah, on this side, I feel like this could maybe be double. I feel like this gives me the tendency, like this shield and this shield, with the tendency of that being a double iron mine. That could be something nice to use. Yeah, toolsmith, Olaulo already, not toolsmith, iron smelter already. I say already, we're already at 6 minutes. That iron smelter actually is coming in a little late, I'd say. I guess to be fair, the start wasn't a crazy start. You only had a small stone field here at the beginning. The wood wasn't the crazy fastest wood either. And iron smelter is now being built. But the toolsmith is still gonna have a little bit to go, while on phottor's side we are already seeing the iron smelter and toolsmith being built. Not sure if they're gonna be finished. I personally doubt it. Okay, they are gonna be finished. That was the missing plank. Okay, so 7 minutes 30, toolsmith finished. That is pretty timing. He did only build 2 sawmills in front of the toolsmith, so you can achieve quite nice timing with that. On the other hand, Laulo's toolsmith still isn't finished, which is a bummer, as Mayans tend to have their toolsmith A earlier, and B, they also kind of need them earlier. They tend to be faster, they want to get their stone cutters up, they also have the slower toolsmith. So them not having it earlier here is quite a bummer, but if you see this, the toolsmith of phottor also still has to actually start running. So far it didn't actually work. First iron bar was delivered, coal is about to come. First, like, it actually starts producing at 8:30. Still, no toolsmith finished. On the other hand, any more juicy mines? This might not quite be the double mine I was wishing for, but we are all 100% sure that this iron mine is overriding the coal mine. I feel like this might just be a normal iron mine. Not quite sure. Maybe it's a little too far base, so it's not a normal iron mine, but it definitely isn't far from it. Yeah, nothing crazy in terms of mines. Other than that. See, why am I only seeing these 4 Cs? Is there anyone here in the settlement already? One dead? Nope, there's not one dead. Can't seem to spot it. We're seeing some diggers standing. We're also seeing some, I guess a medium horse could be posted. I'm expecting this to be priorless Mayan so far, at least it kind of looks like it, and we're also seeing, not that, 7 plus 4, no, those are 11 stonecutters. I was thinking that, I don't know, it gave me the vibe of this being more than 11 stonecutters, so I was a little bit surprised at first. Now we're gonna add the wood eco to go into the 3rd sawmill and then into some grain farms. It's taking the one of the juicy, no, but this is a juicy coal mine. The iron mine at the stone I was talking about on this side, exact same mines that phottor took, or I guess is still taking, as the coal mine did take a little longer to get their planks delivered, and therefore didn't build in one single go. phottor lost the stone prio, but seems to be playing with prio overall. Only kept the wood prio going. 3rd sawmill is up and running now. And the stonecutters are trying to follow up, but they aren't there quite yet. Missing the same kind of wood that the coal mine was missing. Iron mine finished up. Coal mine might be too late now. I think these hammers are probably, at least 2 of them are walking to the mine, I assume. And they couldn't be walking anywhere else. These are walking to the mine. Then, yeah, it might be a little bit of idle time for the toolsmith. I'm wondering, are these already 8 or 9? Only 7 woodcutters and 3 sawmills. I definitely would like to see a few more being added very soon. So there's 2 woodcutters, I assume, with the forester. Yeah, only 6 stonecutters so far as well. So you can't really go into a large wood eco yet. I'd like to see a tower next to the mountain here again. Get the rest of the stone field. Or I guess he's already towering to that stone field maybe, so he wants to get... Maybe he also just... I don't know, staying on these 8 stone cutters feels rough. Because these 8 stone cutters are... I mean, they aren't placed horrible. But they are gonna be... Like these are gonna be... Okay, this one maybe not, but these 4 I feel like are gonna be quite trash quite quickly. These 2 up there will take a little longer, but even they, like it's not nicely scattered around the entire stone field. I'm using it from all sides. Yeah, relying on only these would be not advisable, at least not medium to long term, I guess. The sunflower farm is already being built. That is incredibly early. He didn't even build a 4th sawmill yet. Wow. Somebody has wood. Coal mine is finished. I don't think any of the coal was yet being carried down. Iron smelter is probably gonna idle for a bit. Toolsmith. This dude is going up to the coal, right? Toolsmith probably isn't gonna idle then. On the other side, the mines are finished. Toolsmith was... I actually didn't see the timing of the toolsmith now that I think about it. Exact timing. I just know it was later than the one of phottor. But yeah, this should definitely be running considering that the first few... coal is already on the way. Cool. That's sawmill. 1st grain farm, 2nd grain farm. All coming up. We're on 8 foresters. With 1 woodcutter getting rid of the trees towards the back there. Probably a hunter hut over there. See any hunter huts here yet? Not that I'm aware of. Ah, maybe this is hunter hut. You never know. Could also be a lumberjack that wants to get rid of the forest back there. Could both be possible. Or is both possible. Could be both. And yeah, sunflower farm number 3 and yeah, number 2 and 3 are being added already as well. 4th sawmill now finished up. I think he's digging a 5th. Yeah, I think that's a sawmill. I think that is already a small temple, if I'm not mistaken. Some idling geologists. We're getting a little bit more knowledge about the mountain. He's already on this. Oh, from afar, I just thought this was a double stone mine. I was like, oh, that's amazing for both sifts, and then I realized nope, it's stone mine and iron mine. So that's not that amazing anymore because they don't look that normal. I mean, they look normal-ish. They don't look crazy either. Mine probably is also not the best. These look very fine though. How does the gold look? We have 2 gold mines on this mountain so far. And I think, yeah, Olo didn't look at that mountain so far at all, but this mountain we have 1, 2... Only 3 gold mines so far, so not a lot of early gold mines. Would highly advise trying to build them as early as possible. The amount we're having right now. There should definitely be enough late game gold with all of this mountain down there, this mountain, and even this part of the mountain. Definitely should be able to get enough gold overall, but early gold kinda lackluster, and you never know if the rest of the next bits of mountain will actually uncover more gold, or if you're gonna go into a heavy industry with only like 7 gold mines. Definitely isn't enough if you didn't build them early. 3 sunflower farms, a very odd number. But yeah, as expected, a 4th one is being added because 3 would be a way too odd number. I think the first oil press should be, yeah, I don't think the first oil press is being built right now. I don't think there's a single storage. And I'm not expecting the first oil press to be done before this dude is idling. Or I guess not, like, there's a chance that this, some of the sunflowers are gonna rotten? Oh no, something like that. Pretty sure that might be the right word. Sunflower farm, I think, is getting the 5th plank. Already first Fisher, but Fisher without any gold mines. Fifth sawmill was added now, but the wood wasn't yet fully finished. Like, this isn't even close to enough. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. Actually, it's not that far off, but it's we can see that 1 log, 0, 1, 1. I can't see this because Trojan buildings are amazing and they actually, like, you can actually walk behind them, and you can have other buildings behind them. And then you have your stonecutter behind your large temple, and you can't find your stonecutter anymore. That's also something that can happen. The grain farm timings, I think they all were a little delayed, similar to like the toolsmith being a little delayed. I think there's just a tiny bit delay just in the start here, delaying everything by 1 or 2 minutes. To be fair, the 5th and 6th grain farm are not gonna get up. Like, I don't think the 6th grain farm will start working before. That would be very surprising to me, and even the 5th one I'm not expecting to be working at that point yet. Like, it might be finished if Lalo is lucky with the stone, but it doesn't really seem that lucky right now. It rather seems like the opposite. I thought I just looked at the settler situation on Lalo's side again. I realize we do see the first large house come in. 5th sawmill very late. Therefore, early grain farm, sunflower farms, early mana production, and I have this like gut feeling that that's it. I think I have the feeling that he's we already seen the first bits of the industry being placed. Pretty sure phottor is gonna play 4 sunflower farms into battery, into heavy industry, and then just adding new sunflower farms quite early. Definitely is a play if you only go up to like, I don't know, 9, 8, 10, I don't know the exact number. Somewhere in that range, maybe only even 7 if you're like really quickly with getting a heavy industry up. Can't go up to too much because you will run out of food. Especially you can't get food onto new mines because you have to cast all the time for that essentially. So yeah, you will just run out of like early casts at some point. Can't get food onto mines that are fresh. Unless you build like 20 fresh mines and only then do one singular cast to get all of them starting to work. That would definitely work, but it's not that efficient. Not that efficient. Building so many mines that have to idle for a bit or they can actually start working. Honestly, idle quite a bit, I would assume. I mean, probably like the last, I don't know, 3-5 would be using stop-start, so they wouldn't actually be idling at all. Some of them definitely would. Seeing fish on iron already, that gives me the feeling that the hunter was forgotten. But no, the hunter wasn't forgotten, it just took a bit of time to actually be ready. And phottor apparently was a little bit paranoid about his iron mine not running through at that time. Do you see gold smelter somewhere? I'm not seeing a gold smelter yet. Where is phottor gonna get his gold from? Or his... not Champer, but I guess... yeah, that's what he's putting over there. And I'm pretty sure he's also storing the gold somewhere, surely. I mean, there's a storage over there. This also only has 1 gold so far, so it's not gonna be carried away. We'll see. We'll also already see 1 barracks. Oh. We found the battery spot already. Yeah, I like that. If it fits. And it does. I have 0 clue what he just like overwritten, like what mines. Actually, I can check. I don't have 0 clue. I didn't have any clue yet. Yeah, those mines are probably not mines I necessarily want. I think he built that common or maybe that. Let me check again. Yeah, he might have overwritten like 1 good coal mine here. It's like 1 there, so they're kind of like parallel to the corner. I think we have parallel to the corner, yeah. Yes, it's like this. No. Like this. So didn't overwrite the coal mine. And could build a juicy double stone mine here at the bottom. That's all that. Okay, first animal ranch as a man has already started building. Working. Also produced the first animal. I actually don't know that timing. I only know a rough timing when it should start working, and it definitely didn't start work when I when I personally wish for my animal ranches to start working. So yeah, still a little delayed, of course. Won't change. Won't just get fast all of a sudden. But yeah, the butcher is ready to go as well for those animals that are being produced right now. And we have 2 mills already, one for bakeries. That should be totally fine as well. You aren't telling me you're adding a 5th bakery. Oh gosh, somebody played too much Romans. Was there, or are there more grain farms? No. Yeah, 5 grain farms. Definitely too many. Definitely too many. Don't see the second animal ranch either, right? Yeah. Second animal ranch would have been the icing on the top. Building just Roman food eco with 1 less farm on mains. Also wouldn't work. If you build a second farm, then it would work. I guess. 7th, not 2nd. Definitely not worth it though. Okay. Also settlers ready to get into some heavy industry with the mines. Yeah, with some iron mines. Definitely could use a few more coal mines and gold mines, especially gold mines. He did start looking at this second mountain in the back now, which he's already captured most of. So definitely something feasible to do now. I should have probably already done it a little earlier. That's a sulfur mine. Ooh. I have zero clue where phottor's gonna get his mana from to cast the food spell onto his battery and convert sulfur to iron. That just doesn't sound feasible. Also surprised to see 3 large houses before the battery even finished. The battery's still gonna take a bit longer. Oh, already seeing sunflower farms being... I said a plural, but I'm only actually seeing 1. Maybe it's a thing that just stickers his way around, he's gonna build that tower, then it'll run efficiently. Maybe. Oh, a second toolsmith build. Guess he wants to get back the toolsmith tools he lost earlier. Gonna be interested to see if he can actually use that second toolsmith to its fullest. Are we already on 4 sawmills? Yes, we are. That's how it's supposed to be. I didn't see the timing of the 4th sawmill myself actively, but
definitely needed. And with a second toolsmith, I'm assuming to, I'm expecting a fifth sawmill as well. Oh yeah. Still tired. Right now, mostly adding mines and the heavy industry expansion. So far, still more on the slower side. How many waterworks
he has 2 waterworks, so the amount you'd need for your normal. I guess it's still own. No! He realized he built one too many bakeries. Okay, so he does know that you don't need 5 bakeries as Mayans. And he apparently just built it out of habit, I assume. This is also a paused building. I wonder what this is. So this probably is just a medium house. The first stone field is gonna be gone quite soon, but Laulo already got lots of stone cutters on this top stone field. This looks very nice. And down here he is adding them actively as well. But I don't think I saw a stone mine yet. Yeah, I didn't see one yet. How does it look on the other side for phottor? Just for a second thought that this was a Ritz or something like that, like maybe Ritz. Battery was finished and already did get a cast, as it seems can't be that long ago, because all the mines that were finished already got their food. Fifth sunflower farm was indeed added without an oil press. Yeah. Gonna play 5 sunflower farms on 2-2. That's just so. I'm wondering if he's gonna build the 6th one soon. Definitely it has lots of settlers. He isn't really yet going into the heavy industry. Like right now, I'm just like, buddy, I could have been at the same stage that you are at, and I would have played 8 sunflower farms. Doesn't actually look any better. You just have less mana. So I'm a little confused about phottor's play here. I mean, his start was relatively slow, and when he added the 5th sawmill, that came so incredibly late. Came like essentially after the sunflower farms, which is definitely not what you would like to see. At least after the first 3 sunflower farms. We see 5 C's up from Laulo, but I'm not aware where they are. So can't seem to see them in his own settlement. The red dot here. No. Oh, here they are. Yeah, we could have seen them down here somewhere before they actually. But I didn't. This is a little unfortunate. First weaponsmith was missing a stone before actually being finished. You can definitely put that iron mine double. Wood is stacking up for phottor now as well. Huh? What happened here? Did he crush his toolsmith? Is that why he's just building houses? Like sunflower farm? Fishes? Yeah. Okay. Second toolsmith also being added. And a weaponsmith. He has a sulfur mine, but where is he storing sulfur? Gold and coal. Gold. Sulfur. Wow. I would have expected that sulfur to be stored next to the sulfur mine. Would have made the walking of your settlers a little bit better. Other option would be to have it in the heavy industry, which I guess it's gonna be up there. Like then your settlers have to not run a big distance from the sulfur to the heavy industry. But yeah, phottor has plenty of settlers for this heavy industry that's currently standing. Like basically doesn't need any of that. On the other side, Lauro did manage to build across the mountain. Phottor is still on its way there, on his way there. Yeah, right now I think Lauro's game again is looking totally fine. Like nothing really to complain about. I am maybe a little bit scared. Like he had like a little delay in the beginning. I said like nothing, but there is a few things you could technically be wanting more. I guess sawmills actually. Never mind. Never mind. I didn't say anything. It's not perfect. Like I mean, it's still like for him to not being a main, mostly playing Roman. This is definitely a very, very commendable play. Thing that I wanted to actually mention before I realized that sawmills were also not really running the way you'd wish them to be running is that I am scared of the stone situation towards the late game. Yes, you do have a fourth stone field behind the mountain. Some in the distance here, some in the distance there. You should be fine. There's stone all over the place. Yeah, actually, I think there shouldn't be an issue. Maybe you're gonna rip your diggers a bit, as they're gonna run all across your settlement to get those stone cutters running, but it is sometimes just what it is. And all of a sudden, he just, phottor went from essentially having 0 heavy industry to now having 4 weaponsmiths, and I think maybe even 6, because I feel like these are just gonna be finished in one go. Now, are those 6 heavy weaponsmiths gonna be running? Not at all. I don't think. He has 2, 3, 3 iron smelters. 2 of them are working for toolsmith. 1 of them is gonna work for weaponsmith. And then you have 5 that are running on sulfur with an amount of sulfur mines built equaling to 1. That just sounds bad. We can't. And then also only starting with 4 I guess the first 3 at least were really early. Really goddamn early. Yeah. But it still is now only on 6. He did add another oil presence, more tempo, which makes sense. Only at 6, and with 6 still doesn't feel right, I guess. Yeah. I guess he isn't really playing that much sulfur to iron because he only has 1 sulfur mine. He's not gonna be able to convert that much. With the second mine now coming up, should become more. Gold mines are getting the workers. Yeah, they are already working. Yeah, lots of gold bars, and a few weapons are already produced for Lalo. And phottor also having a few weapons, but I feel like they mostly shouldn't be actually made by weapons. A few now, yeah, and now the sulfur to iron came. 6 weaponsmiths are standing, so now lots of weapons will be coming in for at least a bit till that till those iron bars from the sulfur to iron are gone. But yeah, I mean, I think the first. But would he cast a gift? I don't know. It doesn't feel like his build would want him to cast a gift. But he might have had to, because simply just. I don't know, he crushed his toolsmith for some reason. I wonder what happened. I have to ask him if it's not gonna be asked. Okay, but 42 minutes, both of them are producing weapons, both of them have not dipped into any combat mana. At least I'm not expecting to see lots of combat mana from phottor with only 6 sunflower farms. Especially as 2 of them came rather late. 3 of them were rather early, but 2 that were late. Make it more like a normal 6 sunflower farm. He is playing sulfur to iron, 2 sulfur mines. Mana count shouldn't be great at peacetime, so combat mana shouldn't be great. Okay, let me have a look. Maybe I can find those C's again. They did move a little further. One thief is over there, another thief over there, soldier over there, 2 more thieves over there, and 2 thieves of phottor. The other one died? Ah, there. Right behind the corner. I'm surprised there's no thief. Wonder where that 5th one. But yeah, phottor, with his 1 singular barracks, already has to recruit every single soldier he produces. There isn't much storage space, and barracks, so can't get them out quickly. Actually, there's a second barracks right below, being digged, so that will actually be about to be built as well, and then about to be relatively quickly. So far the gold all looks good. Actually, let me have a check back on that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, 8. Oh no. Wasn't 6 there. Yeah, plus 5, 11. So 11 gold mines at this point of the game. Definitely not much. Definitely not much. Coal apparently looks fine right now. I am very certain that iron, yeah, is not looking fine. And iron bars are also not gonna be looking fine. We did pause the second toolsmith now. We do still have some iron bars on some of the early weaponsmiths. But these later ones, we have coal, but we don't have iron bars. Coal, but don't have iron bars. Oh, no iron bars. To be fair, these are like also working, but this one actively isn't, this one actively isn't. That one I don't think is working, but I can't see the stacks either. Very rough situation with iron bars there. Yeah. So I was just checking the weaponsmith ironsmith account here as well a bit. You think this is running slightly better than phottor's side? But it also shouldn't be running perfectly. Because he probably still has both. Yeah, both toolsmiths are running. And then you need more iron smelters in the account you have on weaponsmiths. And right now I think it's just the count of weaponsmiths that he has as iron smelters. Like 2, 4, 6, 7. This just finished up 8. And we have weaponsmiths 2, 4, 6, 7. It's one more, but you have 2 toolsmiths. Both toolsmiths are just eating 1 iron smelter by themselves. And this... no. Onyx also just finished up. And yes, I do indeed read chat there. I didn't read your Zero Toolsmith message when you wrote it, but I do usually read chat. Okay, I'm gonna just out like that a little bit. I am reading something that Slayer wrote me. Is that relevant? It's cast right now. That's a question. Oh gosh, okay. So Slayer wrote me some interesting Troja build. With only 2 sunflower farms into 8 weaponsmiths, and then I think with 2 large temples he wrote, rebuilding them. Therefore you liked phottor's build minus crushing the only toolsmith? Yes, very much agreed. Only toolsmith crushing, definitely not the play. I'm always thinking, but that might just be like a false thinking, that if you build your new mines, you want to be able to cast, and if you don't have much mana, with like only 6 or 4, with 6 you usually have enough. But if you have only 4 sunflower farms, you don't have much mana, but I guess if you're only going up to 8 weaponsmiths, then you probably still have enough mana to always cast for your new mines. And you probably can get up to your 8 weaponsmiths pretty quickly. Yeah, we'll see how that turns out. I mean, right now he's still in the soldiers lead. He's recruiting everything while... Oops. Paolo, on the other hand, did not recruit everything, and if he did recruit everything, Paolo would have more. And on the mana count of things, I don't think phottor will really have mana available at peacetime to spend on peacemaking or anything like that. Maybe a little bit. It just depends on how much he casts on his... He has food full on every mine, or if he's gonna actually run it more on like one of bread/meat on every mine. Hottest Trojan bells in town. I mean, you basically can get that podcast every single time, King Kid, whenever we get in a call and Alex again is trying out some Trojan builds, because we're always talking about Trojan builds for sometimes even multiple hours. Depends a little bit, but there definitely have been nights where we were talking about Trojan quite a lot. There's lots of stuff to be talked about, as it's such a flexible civilization. Tower coming in. I wanted to actually check if we... So, iron bars, you just cast it. Still think that... I have to confirm. How many iron smelters do we have right now? Is it still only the 3? No, it's 4. 5. And he did pause one of the toolsmiths. So 5 iron smelters now, actually. 2, 4, 6, 8. We have that overall very reasonable. With 2 sulfur mines, I probably would... actually 3 sulfur... Yeah, 100% reasonable. There is no issue anymore with iron. Did fix that by now. Ooh, this looks... Rye. Where's the bread? Oh, no, there. Okay, bread is not a real issue somehow, just some of these starting mines don't really have lots of bread. He also has a coal storage, so he's definitely fine. Toolsmiths apparently aren't working anymore. I kind of like to see that, as you don't need them to be working the entire time. And here we are. Getting some more grain farms in already as well. How much weaponsmiths did he build before adding some more grain? It's on 6, 7, 8. So the 8 I counted earlier. Yeah, with the toolsmiths not really working anymore, should definitely be fine on the iron smelter side of things as well. And gold ore and gold bars actually both look really fine. I mean, I guess gold ore isn't looking that fine, but it's working. Did build a few double, although I don't think they are looking quite properly built. That's another thing. Ooh, double iron man, but just getting right now. More gold. How does it look on the gold side of things for? Not nearly as many gold bars, and the gold ore situation on the gold smelters is looking rough. It's looking rough. It gives me the vibe that Paolo has quite a lot more gold available. I mean, if he gets the same soldier count that phottor is right now, that will get closer to each other again, but he overall still has a bit more gold bars in total. like added with the gold ore as well, like essentially phottor not having any gold ore, and Laulo at least still has a bit of gold ore, but I guess it's probably the same-ish amount. Because he also doesn't have a crazy amount of gold smoke. Assume 2 for 6. 11. 11 for 8. I mean, that doesn't sound too bad. If all of them are running, that's pretty much working. You won't get into a gold shortage anytime soon, while I feel like gold smelters here are idling a little bit too much on phottor's side. Ooh, iron. Or maybe how many iron mines are there? I think one fresh one as well, or maybe just not enough. Yeah, seeing a little bit of sunflower expansion here on the back. This same. Oh no, these sieves are just moving forward. I was about to say, it's the sieves of phottor actually. Seeing a few sieves more now by Laulo, so he has a little bit of vision. I think he kept his sieves around this area somewhere. Ah, this sieve is about to die. And now I have double music. Love to see it. Oh my goodness. Somebody's building mana. Might have just been more worth it to build your large temple somewhere here and cast it as up there. This is like you literally couldn't have used your sawmills in a time where your diggers went from anywhere in the settlement all the way over there to dig those buildings. Yeah, that was a long distance walk for them. And he is like on stone fields. Like, I don't think he needs. He's on this as well. Like, I don't think he needs a mana for stone. He can make the mana for combat mana, of course. But then I feel like it would still be more worth it to just cast it as a here, maybe right here. Really nicely close to the river and get your production. Here you're coming from the grain farms with nice little short distances for your diggers to run with. How many weaponsmiths? 8 on both sides, at least. I don't think they expanded them any further. Oh, maybe. No, this is better. And on this side we also... Oh no, 9 it's by now. It's by now 9. Did add one more. I think like one of these over there wasn't yet. Actually, this one wasn't finished and this one. Did I count them completely wrong? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, I counted wrong as well. So yeah, these two were added, so it's now 10 for phottor. Before that it was 8, 8 for both. Not 8, 8. 8. I love how often I've looked at this gold mine. It was always placeable and it still isn't placed. I think it was placeable for like 5 minutes. Always lovely to see. We're seeing some beautifications from phottor. Both aren't at 107 combat power, and the peacetime is gonna be over quite soon. I don't think I'm seeing any beautifications on Laulo's side. A defensive barracks as well, I guess. No, it's just probably just a third barrack. Game houses. How's settlers looking? Actually, are these building? I'm not sure about these medium houses finishing in time, just because he is actively recruiting. And stone is coming from down here. Not really from there. Wood is coming from here, which is fine. I feel like these take ages to be done. This is already taking ages. These are also not finishing up. Probably a huge lack of stone. Was probably some thief dying around. We're dying somewhere in this area. Okay, peacetime is over. We have pretty much the exact same soldier count. With 268 for phottor and 263 for Paulo. And the mana count is negligible. We have 58 for phottor. That could be one peacemaking. Let me look at his mines. Ah, he could afford it. He could afford it. And that mine isn't working, but I guess it's fresh. Does he have the coal? Yeah, he does have the coal. He's converting sulfur still, I assume. Iron smelter was out of that. Oh my! phottor does not want to lose this game the exact same way, apparently. But he feels good about his peacetime, I suppose, because he is actively just walking forward. Laulo now is not feeling confident about his peacetime anymore and is actively walking backward. Love to see that. We already have the snipe unit available to snipe the phottor. We'll see if phottor manages to actually avoid death this time. Settlers are still standing here. But this is still not finishing up. This is still not finishing up. No. Still missing one stone, I'm pretty. Gonna end like any moment. Oh no, this is... Yeah. Yeah, so far... Oh, full drop, so he probably paused his storage. Soldiers are moving further forward, now at 107 against 101 combat power, so phottor is now in the advantage. Beautifications, are they looking like they're gonna finish? I feel like most of them are. Oh, these definitely will still take a bit. Wanting to push immediately for 119, or did he just not? I mean, he has built more than Laulo. He is now pulling back a few units, wanting to get in a little bit more spread, but I think taking that archer would have been worth it. Instead of just taking that damage with the swordsman. The swords from Laulo are apparently not really wanting to go for a snipe this time, and instead are wanting to go for a flank. If these swordsmen are going against the swordsman with a little bit of a stronger blob of bowmen, I think defending these swordsmen will be relatively easy. Are these tier 3? I don't know. Tier 3, tier 1. Okay. Not easy snipeable. Technically possible, but not easy. With, I think a castle that probably is fully off. And now phottor is going in, still with 110 combat power. But I think he is not liking his economy in a way where he's wanting to chill out. Did he see the swordsman? Either he just realized that this is a shitty place to be engaging into, or he saw the swordsman. I think he realized it's a shitty place to engage into, so that's why he pulled back, because he's now going forward again. These should just take the reinforce. Maybe not yet. But they are kind of going in. Laulo is taking the engagement. This doesn't really look that bad for phottor, although he's fighting an enemy land. He can take lots of bowmen to the back to defend the swordsman. Okay, these swordsmen will hurt the reinforcement quite a bit. But here, if he gets out further, like, he can then turn around, like phottor. I really like the position of phottor right now. Yeah, he's even standing behind the iron smelter. A little bit on a concave, getting bigger, but he killed all the swords. Besides these, but killed most of the swords, and I was able to go into this. Oh, okay, now pull these back. Pull these. Yes, these. Well, they're dead. He's reinforced. This concave really hurts. Oh, why is he pulling everything back? Ugh, what's this? And Laulo's ulting behind it. Ugh, disgusting disengagement. I think like you definitely don't do everything at once. You do one to the left, one to the right, how he did later. Also, I think just go out of the middle and chill out a bit more. Yeah, now he lost plenty of units. Is actually didn't trade negatively yet. Oh wait, no, I'm stupid. I looked at it wrong. He did trade negatively, which is no surprise. This read there. Yeah, there are no sword sniping, and he just has these units idling. I mean, this could just be the Giga Chat play where you go in, take a bad engagement, make your enemy crush a bit of his own heavy industry. Now that the enemy crushes a bit of his own heavy industry, you run away, produce more, and then stand right in front of the enemy land, so he still doesn't have good combat power. I don't think that's gonna happen that way. Especially not if something like that happens. I think these are all gonna be. These are gonna be. These are all. These two actually aren't dead immediately. Yeah, this is now a really rough situation. Still, nah, it's 107 combat power now for Laulo, so now the combat power outside of the land would be even, and inside phottor's land it would also be even. But it doesn't yet have the 119 offensive. I was genuinely surprised that he wasn't waiting for that. He had the beautifications like they were building. I assume that I mean, this is at least done once. Yeah, he's at 119 now. Yeah, he is reinforcing with swordsmen, also tier 2 swordsmen. And none of the players really have anything in storage. Gold bars? Why do you have tier 2 swordsmen? Gold bars. Oh, the gold bars might just be okay. Phottor is wanting to take a little bit more of an engagement, but also still feeding units. He doesn't want to get Laulo. Laulo doesn't want to get but let him get out of his land. That's what I want. I want to get Laulo. Let him out of his land. Let Laulo out of his land. Yes, now I find it. But this is a horrible fight. You have less soldiers. Even if you're 119 against 94, you just have not enough soldiers. And also, like, not enough soldiers, you had the river. So now the question is, was phottor actively doing stuff behind this? And was Laulo doing stuff behind this? I think, yeah. There's still beautifications are coming up, but he's not gonna get to 132, I'm pretty sure. And the economy behind this is just a few more sunflower farms. It's nothing crazy. Only more retreating. We have a little bit of mana behind this. Paulo. Still on the same kind of grain farm count. He didn't get into settler shortage. He did crush a few heavy industry buildings. Not many, but a few. Is he gonna... I mean, he has 107 defensive for sure. He doesn't have the... He would need 138, he would need 10% more combat power. Which I think he's trying to build. We have 119 defensive. Why is he making tier 2? Does he... Okay, he is actually starting to run out of gold bars, so it does actually make sense that he's producing tier 2. Where does he want to fight is the question. Big money question in this case. Where does he want to fight? Probably wanting to get the enemy into the snow. I don't really want to fight the beautifications, that's a mess of a fight. Because you definitely don't want to crush any of them. Could technically build like a line here. But then he's only really standing in trees. Try to build a line behind that, but then you're standing inside your own barracks. Oh, never mind. He is trying to build a line with mines. Swords should probably pull back, as always. Way too many people are sending the swordsmen in way too early. They're good against a low number of bowmans. Classic lesson everybody has to learn and never learns often enough. Not like I'm not doing the same mistake often. Yeah, unless you have like a huge amount of swordsmen, then you just send them into a huge amount of bowmen as well, but that only works to a degree as well. 1,000 against 1,000, you won't win with swordsmen ever. Right now, okay, so many sunflower farms were placed behind this. The concave of phottor does look quite nice. So he already traded 70 soldiers negative. Overall produce more, but is also at 88 tier 2 soldiers right now. And a few of them are bowmen, and bowmen hurt the line. It's better than having tier 1 bowmen in your line. For sure. And these swordsmen, I think if they were a little bit more clumped, I think I would like them a little bit more, but they are generally... This isn't very sick. Definitely a decent... I could a bit more, my bad. And now we are really seeing Defender's advantage in play. Oh, but 119 actually. Laulo is now actually at 119. He probably built some beautifications in the back, or maybe not. I don't know. I won't check right now. Have this a little bit more on the camera. Concave looks amazing. Ooh, a spread. And Laulo retreats. I'm also gonna retreat across the mountain. Also gonna lose a lot. Oh, this is... Retreating across mountains, it just always hurts. These are gonna run awfully again, and he's gonna lose like 20 more soldiers. Especially with this tier 3 swordsman as well. Okay, but if they're gonna run into nothing, then not. You have to keep running. Yeah, he traded, like, now phottor traded 40 positive. Very huge for phottor. Okay, now let's have a quick look. Then, yeah, there are beautifications, so that gave him the 119, which is huge, of course. No settler shortage, quickly checking. Any turnarounds? No. We're seeing a few more grain farms being added. Oh, heavy industry added in the back, kinda. He didn't actually fully rebuild everything here. He crushed one of the toolsmiths, actually. Stone looks more than enough. More little mana eco. A little too small, I'd say. 3 on 6 not usually work out. Look, still retreating. They're retreating, still letting the tier 3 swordsman get in the hits. Now the tier 3 swordsman is dead. And yeah, now it's only a 20 yeah, kill statistic difference. And soldier lead is only now about 10 for Paulo, and I would have definitely liked phottor to get a few kills, get a few more kills in there. But I assume he was trying to fix his economy a bit further, as mana is not being produced rapidly. And he needs more mines apparently. I think he wants to expand. I guess I also forget that he's only on 10 weaponsmiths. Keeping 10 weaponsmiths running isn't as hard as keeping 12, 13, 14, 15 running. So his sunflower farm count still is sufficient for, or was sufficient. He is adding more, of course, because it's still needed at some point. Settlers look fine right now. And he has quite a few weapons in storage. Moving further forward, and now 132 against 119 combat power with a slight soldier advantage on Laulo's side, but it's just a slight advantage. Okay, I said it's just a slight advantage, and then I remembered that phottor doesn't have gold. So it's not that of a slight advantage. But for now, both are relaxing a little bit. Not fighting. I'm always in shock whenever I look at the settlement right now that, like, since he crushed some buildings, his iron bars are overflowing. Like, he did build more weaponsmiths though. That's not gonna be the case forever. Few swordsmen on this side again. And phottor stayed true to his defenses. This is a freaker. One single tower at the barracks, and a few towers scattered around the back settlement, and a little bit, like, I guess, side as well. Yeah. Make 100 swordsmen. Send 10 that way. Come with the others into the side, just win the game. A little bit of mana, sir. Bring your priest with you to peace make the enemy priest. I'm now after my own game too knowledgeable about how to do that properly. I learned quite a lesson out of that. How to go kill a man. Doesn't work nearly as well against a Roman, who can also kill your priest. Against a Viking, I think it should work relatively well as well. Yeah, we're having a standoff still. I think both economies look fine. Actually, there might be a bread shortage. We have iron ore and gold ore. Coal, iron bars, coal, no coal. Ooh. Is now actually Laulo running into a coal short? That'd be a little surprising. Wasn't in a coal shortage for literal ages. Oh no, the saboteurs! I mean, it's only 4. 4 dead saboteurs. That one might be able to get out of it. There's an instant reaction, and not an instant reaction. That saboteur definitely did. I'm a little surprised. I felt like phottor was one of the people that is very instantaneously, actively reacting to things happening in the field. I have learned my lesson today. It's not. The first game, he didn't realize there was something coming in the back. To be fair, during combat you get a lot of attack notifications, so realizing that there's one attack notification from back at your barracks is not necessarily that noticeable. But in this case, these were completely easily noticeable and should have been noticed and should have been checked and should have been realized that there's something brewing. At this point, there's even more brewing than just this. It's also even more combat power. They're just finishing that beautification. Maybe, yeah, one more there, one more somewhere, a few more. Then we're at 132 on both sides. To be fair, phottor's also building a beautification set, but I think he needs two. Needs two, then he'd be at 137. 137 would be enough. Otherwise it wouldn't be. phottor has more soldiers on the field, but it's less quality. And I have zero clue what Laudo's doing. This down here looks fun and all, but I mean, actually it can be, like, he retreats there. phottor keeps too many units up there. He needs to get lots more units, like, in this area. To like, increase the length of his line. He doesn't realize how much actually is standing down here. Because it's quite a lot of units. They're just sending in the swords, not really trying to separate them from their army that much. Something I think is essentially necessary if you want to have some swords in your army, and they are really efficient, very useful, so you really should try to have some in your army. Are there like many soldiers back yet? Lots of soldiers scattered. But the engagement has now fully formed. There is no priest nearby. And no priest at all nearby to get rid of that. That would be huge. There was a little bit of combat mana used by Laulo, which I now remember. He built some mana. Almost forgot about that again. And here at the top, phottor could get the concave if some of these soldiers would get into the top. This is still horrible at the snow. There's so many stacked up there that are not doing anything. It's 132 against 132, but Laulo just has more quality on the field and also, honestly, just a better line. Yeah. GG was scored by phottor. And I think for most people this is an upset. I think most people would have expected phottor to win, although phottor didn't play for quite a while. Like, wasn't playing actively HGAG. I think he still performed solid, but Laulo just performed slightly bit more solid and actually won this game now, won the second match, and with that won the entire series. And as the first match, I think outperformed phottor in every single way. Not necessarily at peacetime that much, but at least towards more the late game, which I think Laulo is also one of the people known for. He is really good at late game, and you can see here he has more quality on the field, similar soldiers, and he has more combat mana, because I don't think I saw a single combat spell from phottor. He fought better. He had, I guess, slightly more gold ore. And yeah, just overall better played. Really nice defensive. I think also just poorly attacked by phottor, not waiting for the 119 and then taking the worst retreat possible. Also getting into the worst position possible to retreat out of in the first place. But still, maybe you should have tried to choose a different path out at that point. Now I'm realizing that Twitch is gonna put some ads here, which is disgusting because I'm wanting to head into the interview now. I don't think they didn't fully start yet, so maybe Twitch, just run them now. Get them out of the way. I can't do anything. I'm only seeing that they're about to come. I hate that. Okay, I'm gonna go to the people interviewing and be translating whenever they start and hope that it's... Oh no, Twitch already did the ads. Now they're gone. Oh no, now it's saying they're there. But yeah, I'm translating.
Macht mit Agros gerne mal ein englisches Interview. Hätte ich nichts gegen.
Ungern auf Englisch.
Okay. Ja, dann auf Deutsch.
Ich übersetze im Hintergrund, also passt.
Gut, dann quatschen wir hier ein bisschen hier auf Deutsch.
Jo.
Ja, gut Game. Also ihr habt ja die Stati hier auch gesehen und wie in Spiel 1 hat man gesehen, dass ihr auf jeden Fall auf einer Höhe seid und somit war auch gar nicht so richtig klar, bis es dann wirklich klar war, wie das hier zu Ende geht. Phottor, du hast dich irgendwie im ersten Push da in eine schwierige Lage mit deinem Rückzug gebracht. Ich glaube, das hat schon wehgetan. Aber auf der anderen Seite konntest du dann noch Laulo nochmal irgendwie ein bisschen zurückfighten, hast dann wieder ein paar Kills für dich entschieden. Und somit...
Ich habe jeden Kampf zu aggressiv genommen. Ich hätte einfach, weiß ich nicht, mehr chillen müssen. Das wäre besser gewesen.
Yeah, Phottor is saying that he was taking every fight too offensively.
Ja, ein bisschen mehr Vertrauen vielleicht in deine eigenen Fähigkeiten. Also ihr wart nicht... Laulo hatte wieder Gold ein bisschen besser vielleicht gemanagt, aber in der Statistik sieht man da jetzt auch nicht einen riesen Unterschied. Und jetzt zum Ende hatte, glaube ich, Laulo auch ein bisschen mit seiner Kohle zu kämpfen. Da kam zumindest die Late-Game-Bäcker erst. Ein bisschen sehr, ne?
Ja, war ein bisschen sehr, weil ich vergessen habe, die Nahrung zu erweitern, ja.
Ja, insofern, wenn Phottor jetzt noch ein bisschen einfach abgesessen hätte, fraglich, wie das dann ausgegangen wäre.
Wäre Eco bei dir RIP gegangen, oder wie? Die war zwischenzeitlich RIP, die lief gerade wieder an. Also die Nahrung kam gerade jetzt nach. Irgendwie sind 18 Kohleminen ansatzweise so ein bisschen mit 5 Bäckern durchgelaufen. Keine Ahnung, warum da überhaupt noch Kohle rausproduziert worden ist. Und ich war zwischendurch absolut Giga-Stein-RIP.
krass.
Ja, also dass das sich irgendwie noch gehalten hat und ich da kontinuierlich weiter produzieren konnte, wäre wahrscheinlich jetzt in den nächsten 5 Minuten kritisch geworden, ja.
Yeah, Laulo was quite surprised that he was producing any soldiers when he got into that stone shortage and then later down the coal shortage that I was also just seeing.
Echt sehr gut. Wo wart ihr bei 250?
And Laulo wasn't, like, if the game would have went much longer, he would have been very scared of the game just running out of his hands, where his economy isn't really running.
Ich muss auch sagen, so viel habe ich dir auf Maya nicht zugetraut. Also war schon echt stark. Ich habe gedacht, ich kann da mehr confident irgendwie reingehen und dann nehme ich den Scheiß
Laulo
ab
is
und
being
du hast
complimented by
vielleicht
Phottor
Resultate
about
wie ich,
his
Laufwege und dann
Marion route,
krieg ich
because
mal
Laulo really
Was
isn't
ich
known
gedacht
for
habe,
his
hatte
Maya.
ich noch mehr, weil ich
Man,
konnte
but
keine richtige Vision auf
it
der Armee
was
aufbauen. Ich
played
hatte
well.
da kommt ein riesiger Soliball und ein ordentlicher Strang Solis hinterher. Ich dachte, das geht so Richtung 320 plus. Und ich hatte halt keinen Mana, weil die Wüste so unglaublich weit weg war. Ja, da dachte ich mir, komm, gern die Kasernen, guck, dass die Laufwege für dich mit reinspielen. Du hast mal Schwertis auf der Flanke, womit du den so ein bisschen ablenken kannst noch, um die Zeit zu erkaufen. Und ja, das hat dann zum Glück geklappt.
Ich glaube, für 320 plus hätte ich meine einzige Werke nicht abreißen dürfen, oder?
Ja, was war da denn los?
Das war so ein Troll, Phottor.
Ich weiß nicht, was passiert ist. So, ich muss irgendwie den falschen Hotkey gedrückt haben oder im falschen Kontext den falschen Hotkey. What the fuck?
Okay, Phottor doesn't even know what he did to crush his
Der
toolsmith.
springt nicht mehr an. Ich denke mir so, hä? Was ist jetzt los? Ist jetzt der Werki-Hotkey kapput?
He was thinking that his toolsmith hotkey was broken.
Manuell das Werki-Menü? Ja, welche Werki?
Yeah. Was thinking that, like, yeah, his toolsmith hotkey was broken. And then was like, okay, I guess I have to select it manually, open the thingy manually.
Ja gut,
and then...
ich habe tatsächlich zweimal eine vorplanierte Farm gerissen. Ja. Ausgleichen, Gerechtigkeit. Aber ich glaube, die Werki hat da mehr wehgetan als eine verzögerte Fahrt auf 2.
What?
Das war vor allem die einzige Werki. Also ich wollte eigentlich auch nur eine Werki spielen und dann auf einmal stehe ich ohne da und dann habe ich halt auch 2 gebaut, um irgendwie noch hinterherzukommen. Das hat mich
Das ist
tatsächlich
übel.
Lalo
gar nicht
also
so
said that he
sehr in die
also
gesetzt,
crushed 2 of his
wie man
buildings
meinen
with
müsste. Weil also ich habe
fully
zwar
digged
irgendwie
buildings
4
that he
Minuten keine
crushed.
Werki gehabt oder so, aber ich hatte gerade zu dem Zeitpunkt noch halbwegs genug Spitzhacken. Das heißt, die Minen, die standen, die waren auch alle schon besetzt. Dann habe ich halt irgendwie, statt mehr Minen zu bauen, habe ich halt dann erstmal versucht, irgendwie die Gebäude hochzuziehen und so. Und das habe ich relativ schnell auch wieder eingefangen gekriegt. Aber das ist natürlich, also voll der Blunder, also muss auch nicht sein.
Ja.
Hast du dich dadurch entschieden, dann nochmal, also einmal Geschenke habe ich gesehen und da
Ja,
hattest du
ja.
3 Spitzhacken, 2 Hämmer bekommen. Hattest du da noch mehr Glück mit Geschenken oder wie hast du das gehandhabt?
Ich glaube, es kamen noch mal 4 Hämmer aus dem zweiten Geschenk raus oder so, aber ich wollte jetzt auch nicht all mein Mana dafür rausblasen, weil, wie gesagt, so schlimm war es.
Fodder actually did
doch
2
nicht.
gifts, I didn't see any of them. And he got like a,
Ja.
I
Aber
think
der
6
das zweite
hammers,
Geschenk,
3
das
pickaxes
das
total is what they just said. I'm not
die
quite
Karte,
sure,
das
but
war
something like that. Nothing crazy, but also nothing
Okay.
bad. Like that,
2
definitely
Fragen hätte ich
something
noch,
you're
Phottor. Also
happy
die
with
eine
to get.
Frage, wo wir gerade beim Mana verprassen waren, hattest du irgendwie überlegt, als Laulo in deinem Land war, da irgendwie einen Frieden zaubern mal rauszuhauen,
Hatte ich
bevor
kurz
du ihn wieder
überlegt, aber
rauspusht?
dafür war es nicht knapp genug irgendwie. Ach so, in meinem Land? Ne, in meinem Land habe ich gedacht, kriege ich's auch problemlos ohnehin und ich war schon jetzt nicht super safe mit meinem Mana. Das heißt, also ich war schon angewiesen auf die Eco-Zauber. Wenn es jetzt in der Verteidigung noch knapper gewesen wäre, dann hätte ich es wahrscheinlich gemacht. Aber so war.
Verstehe, ja.
Yeah, Fodder wasn't
Okay,
actively
und dann meine
using his
zweite Frage ein bisschen
peacemaking because he
früher im
was.
Game, als deine
He would have
Batterie
used
stand, das
it
war dann auch,
if
glaube ich, so
a
ungefähr
fight
die
was
Minute, die
looking
du
really
Werki aus Versehen
close.
gerissen hast.
But
Wie
that
war denn
never
deine
really happened.
Kohlen-Situation? Weil
Always
so
felt
Kohle
either
Minuten
like
vor
in
der
his own land he
Batterie
felt confident
waren jetzt noch
about it,
nicht
and
so
in
viele da.
an offensive
Äh,
situations he
Hatte
felt
ich normalerweise
confident
immer.
to
Ich
lose
glaube, das
with
war
it.
actually in Ordnung.
So, not what
Und
you
Okay.
die
wanted to
Werke
do.
habe ich gerissen, da müssten irgendwie 7 arbeitende Kohleminen oder so müssten gestanden haben. Das war dann für den Moment war es tatsächlich sehr fein.
Ja. Okay. Ja, ansonsten, also ich meine, das mit der Werki, das war ein Highlight. Trotzdem hast du eine richtig starke PT-Zahl hinbekommen. Also das ist halt immer so, man fragt sich dann immer, gut, man hat ja die Fehler gesehen, was wäre drin gewesen, wenn die nicht gewesen wären, aber dennoch super starke Runde. Auf der anderen Seite eben aber auch von Laulo.
Ja, wirklich,
Wie
wirklich
war's
bockstark.
wie
Ich habe
zufrieden
mich
warst du
sowieso
so?
gewundert, wie ich da die Solis noch rausbekommen habe, weil ich habe mich die ganze Zeit gewundert, warum die zweite Kaserne nicht fertig wird. Habe sie zwischendurch sogar mal kurz auf Prio gegeben, damit da sich irgendwie mal Planierer hinbewegen. Die Prio wieder rausgenommen, dachte mir so, okay, die kommt jetzt gleich. Schon mal eine dritte gesetzt und dann ist mir irgendwann aufgefallen, dass ich die einfach noch pausiert hatte.
Oh,
Und ja,
that,
das war ein bisschen
Lalo
doof.
just said that he had his
Hat dann
second
zum Glück
barracks
dennoch
paused the
irgendwie
entire time.
super
That's why
alles
it took so long,
rauszudrücken.
because he wanted to get that much
Und
earlier.
ja, ansonsten ja, war die Runde so ein bisschen holprig. Ich hatte
That's
den
why he
Start halt
placed
ein
the
bisschen zu
third
spät
barracks at the
hinbekommen,
top.
dadurch die Werki ein bisschen delayed. Ja, die Schwere hätte ich gerne noch 2, 3 Minuten früher stehen gehabt. Und ja, dass ich mich dann da ein bisschen in Steingegel gesetzt habe und dann zwischendurch mal alles anhalten musste, außer die Wohnhäuser, damit ich irgendwie noch wenigstens mal die Siedler aufrechterhalte. Hat ein großes Loch
Ja.
reingerissen und ja, mit dem Kampf dann und dem Fokus da drauf, dann vergessen, die Nahrung vernünftig zu erweitern. Ja, war irgendwie ein bisschen shaky, das Spiel.
Lalo just managed too many things for me to recall them all.
Ja,
Also,
muss
wenn ich jetzt
That
das
he wasn't quite happy
musst du
with.
mir ein bisschen verzeihen, ich habe nicht alles davon gesehen, glaube ich.
Ja.
Gerade jetzt im Late Game, weil die Map war jetzt nicht so schlecht mit Stein. Also sie war nicht einfach, aber du hattest ja ein zweites, drittes Steinfeld, hatte man ganz gut erreichbar und dann bis dahin hast du es ja eigentlich ganz gut hinbekommen, oder? Und dann jetzt am Ende hätte man so gefühlt 5 Steinfelder in alle Himmelsrichtungen gehabt. Da habe ich dann nicht mehr so gut verfolgt, wie da der Übergang hingeklappt hat bei dir.
Ja, das Problem war, das zweite Steinfeld war ja das obere. Als das ausging, war ich weniger weit an dem Steinfeld zwischen den Bergen und dadurch kamen dann die neuen Steinmetze ein bisschen zu spät. Und dann
Mhm.
sind die Türme irgendwie nicht fertig geworden zum nächsten Steinfeld und ich hätte dann vielleicht einfach mal auf Steinminen committen sollen. War da aber auch schon mit den Broten so ein bisschen knapp, weshalb ich dachte, das wird schon auch passen, da die Steinmetze dran zu kriegen. Und ja, das war halt ein bisschen Missplay.
Yeah, his transition from the
Wie verbaut
like
man dann
first
sein
3
Holz?
stone
Also deine
fields
Sägen sind ja
was
nie vollgelaufen, oder?
Meine Sägen waren zwischendurch mal kurz voll, aber die sind eigentlich dann in Simulate durchgelaufen. Waren ja auch nur 4.
Yeah, from like his transition from the first 3 stone fields towards the later
Glückwunsch,
ones wasn't that
Laulo,
great.
für den
He
Einzug.
also was thinking about getting stone mines,
Ja,
but
jetzt
then
doch mit einem
decided
recht
not to
deutlichen
because he was thinking
2:0
he's gonna get them
ins
in time,
Achtelfinale.
but yeah, he just
Aber
sadly
vielen Dank
didn't.
euch beiden auf jeden
Got
Fall
into
für
the
die
stone
Spiele.
storage, got
Ich
into the
hätte mir
coal
das
storage
erste
later
Spiel von
down the
euch jetzt auch noch
line.
mal gönnen wollen, weil
Yeah,
ihr
overall,
schon,
round
ja,
not
irgendwie ein Niveau
perfectly played.
seid
Wasn't
und
perfectly played by
ein paar
phottor.
Dinge anders
Crushing a
und
toolsmith.
das Spiel hätte auch in
Never
die
good
andere
idea.
Richtung kippen können.
And he's not
Ja.
your only one.
Was übrigens bei
Crushing the second one.
phottor
Could
war
be a play.
dann im
Could be a
Chat
play.
auch wieder theorisiert worden oder sich gefragt worden, ob Rucksäcke, Schwerter irgendwie vielleicht anstehen. Da hast du dich aber nicht für entschieden.
Ja.
Backpacker to pull to swords.
Dafür
Über
hätten wir,
Safe, oder?
glaube ich, einfach mehr Siedler spielen müssen in den letzten Monaten.
Ich glaube,
Das
das wäre
wär der
aber
gute
auch,
Shit geworden. Auf diese,
fataler gewesen dann in meiner Eco. Ne? Also du kamst ja mit den Buggies ja schon nicht richtig
Ja.
durch. Ich glaube, mit Rucksäcken.
ja, damit hättest du halt nicht angreifen können, aber damit hättest du auch nicht verlieren können. Hättest du wieder scalen können. Aber dann musst du auch für Scaling spielen.
Ja.
Ja.
Nee,
I was
ich hab
just
einfach
talking
zu
of
lange
the
keine
swordsman and
Erfahrung
backpacker
gehabt. Ich hab auch gedacht, ja, keine
bolters.
Ahnung, wenn ich jetzt
I
eigentlich
love them.
zur PT rein wollte,
Yeah, phottor
Siedler
wanted
wollen
it,
dann halt auch
wanted
scheiße.
wanted to go in at
Ich
peace
dachte
time and
einfach
then
Bogis
swordsman and
und ich
backpacker
dachte, ich
be
wäre
trash unless you
ökonomisch
bring some
stärker,
war machines with
aber
you.
hab mich gut getäuscht anscheinend. Und schlecht gekämpft habe ich oben drauf auch noch. Also ja.
I thought I was expecting
Ja,
to be
also ich-
ja.
actively
Ich hab grad
stronger
noch die
than
1,20 Story
Laulo
offen. Das
at peacetime.
sieht man halt auch schon so Soldaten komplett ausgeglichen, aber ich habe einfach irgendwie, weiß nicht, 120 Goldbarren weniger auf dem Feld oder so. Das ist halt dann.
And yeah, just wanted to go in, but then he also fought bad.
Und Laulo hat Kampfmana und ich habe meinen Mana nicht für Kampfmana benutzt. Also es war an vielen Fronten war ich schwächer.
And Laulo, Phottor just said again that he was just weaker than Laulo. And
Ja, chancenlos.
I'd
aber
say a
das
good
ist-
loser.
Nee, das
Admits,
Also,
admits that he
ich war
played
tatsächlich
worse,
auf
admits that
104,
Laulo was
die
just
du
better.
einfach, hattest, als ich dich versucht habe zu pushen. Also ich habe auf die 132 gewartet, bin dann rein, habe gesehen, was für Blech, aber dass da auch noch so viel Qualität mit dabei war, ja, wusste ich nicht. Und deshalb war das dann mit meinem Nachschub und den Priestern, die noch nicht so ganz von an der Front war, ein bisschen, ja, hat wehgetan.
Overall, 2 close matches.
Ja, damit das hier jetzt nicht für den Stream zu lange ausartet, möchtet ihr noch was loswerden? Von meiner Seite, ja, nochmal vielen Dank und Laulo, herzlichen Glückwunsch zum Einzug ins Achtelfinale. Und phottor, ich hoffe, dich sieht man trotzdem immer mal wieder mit deinen Experimenten. Aus meiner Sicht ist es halt auch spannend gewesen, einfach so eine 100% Bogi-Composition von dir zu sehen, weil das bei dir ja fast experimenteller ist als irgendwie ein Unique Style sozusagen, einfach mal ein Classic Play. Ja,
Stimmt.
ich hoffe, das sieht man immer mal wieder auch Spiele von dir in irgendeiner Form außerhalb vom Turnier oder so.
Bestimmt, vereinzelt.
GG.
Freuen wird's uns. GG.
Congrats to Laulo. And thank you for participating, Phottor.
Ja,
Danke.
thanks for the cast. Danke fürs Spiel, danke für den Cast und ja. Bis zur nächsten Runde dann.
Jo, ciao, ciao.
Okay. So yes. Cast is over, the interview is over. 2 matches, surprising winner Laulo. I don't think most people expected that. Definitely something that was thought of as like phottor didn't really play much HGAG in the recent past. Used to be quite good, but he used to be quite good. That doesn't say he's good right now, and that's what we saw today. He just didn't play often enough in recent past, wasn't quite ready to pull off levels of gameplay that he used to, couldn't get like 300 soldiers with the Trojans at peacetime, which definitely is possible. Not like I would do that, but I've seen other people do it. So, yeah. With that, I think I don't know if I scrolled through this already, but I'll scroll through it again if I did, just to make sure that it's on here once. I think I forgot it on 1 or 2 other matches before, just in case anybody's curious. And with that, I'm gonna end the stream for today. I don't think, let me quickly check if I have anything scheduled for myself as another cast. Well, I'm gonna be back. I mean, there's gonna be another match. There are gonna be matches tomorrow again, which I'm definitely not casting. They're gonna be cast by Inkcat. And then on the 17th, the Saturday, Kingcat is gonna cast my match as well. I'm gonna play against Evergrey my second match after losing the first one so incredibly close after 2 hours and 16 minutes. But yeah, I'll play the second and maybe third match, depending on how it goes, you know. Still wanting to give my best. And yeah, I don't think I have anything where I'm scheduled right now, and I'm not actively seeing a time where I'm like, oh yeah, I'm available there. I might still get a cast in here or there, or might just also be practicing for my own match. We'll see. The moment I'm out, I will definitely try to cast a little bit more. So with that, I'm hoping you all had a great time. And till next cast, or maybe my own match. Bye-bye.